Hello guys, welcome to the part 5 of how to build React application from the scratch video. In this video, I'll be editing the task that we created in our part 3rd. So yeah, let's get it. In this video, we'll be working on edit function. It's a bit complicated than what I have seen, but if we are good with all the callback function, then we shouldn't have any problem understanding this. So here our delete is working, our save is working. Now we need to work on this edit. So once we click on the edit, a new form will appear, like same as this form. Input form will appear, and then we will edit or change that task into whatever you want to change to and save it. So let's go to our to-do component. So we're going to have some logic in render function, and that if we want to display a form or if we want to display a to-do task, at the same time we need to keep track of which task is showing. That's what's going to change. Like if you click on this edit, we need to keep track of this task. So for that, we need a state that keeps track of all these changes. So let's create a state. State would be it will be just a boolean at the moment. And hold on, we need to create an interface first. State will have is editing. This will be boolean. It's gonna be true or false. So is editing. So we are initializing is editing as false at the moment, because so when you return this to do component, it will give the list of all these to-dos. So at that time we won't be editing, so is editing will be false at that time. So when we click on this edit, it's only going to change from false to true, but we're not setting up that just yet. So let's make variable called result. So if this dot state that is editing, why is editing does not exist on type? Oh, because we're not passing this state, state. So yep, now this is fine. So when this is true, you want to assign something to result, which is some kind of form, and the form will have a input because you want to edit that form, and then after button, because after you edited you want to save that thing, right? So there has to be some button for that. Save. Else, if it's not true, then result will be all this to-do list, which is the same as this. Copy and delete it, paste it over here, and get rid of this return. We need to return result. Yep. Now as we have saved everything in our result, we need to return that result. Going to party, save it. Now going edit it. After you edit it, it's not showing anything at the moment because we have not triggered any function just yet. So let's go to my dev tool and see my component, which is to-do component. Now this is editing is false. When it's false, it's just returning all these to-dos, right? All this task, which is doing it right now, playing. But when I try to change this to true, there is a form. This form will appear and this will edit something. You see the original value is lost. There was some playing soccer or something. This is lost, so we want to grab that value and we want to edit that value, and after you save it, change to something. so it's not working at the moment. So as you can see, my form appears, so that's good. Let's get this edit button working. So for that, when you click on this edit button, on click on this edit button, this will call this function which doesn't exist just yet, like handle toggle. Let's create this function handle toggle. This dot set state is editing, is changing to is editing. So what this does, it once you click on this edit button, this will call this handle toggle function, and so this will change your state to, if it's true then it will change to false, if it's false then it will change to true. Don't forget to bind this. Now let's see our app. Party edit, so form appears, right? Yep, this is working now. Let's get this set button working. It will have a value. So when you try to like edit, our form is clear, right? So but we don't want that, we want the value that was on the list. So we want this DST, whatever it is, it appears on this form, so that we can edit or delete that task. So let's get that working. The value should be the task, this dot state dot task. It has to be a task, but we don't have the task, so we need to get that task. Task is string, task is, we are setting state, so this is empty. Our value is this task. If we go here, edit, this is not working, right? So we need to do something like on change. So whenever you change, so this is the same that we did in the previous form, so you can check that as well. Handle update, so this does not exist, so we need to create that function. Event, so this function should take the task data and pass up to parent. So this is to do component, is child component. Now after you edit and try to save that, you will take that task, pass it to parent, and parent will update in its to do arrays. There has to be some kind of props or callback function. Let's say update to do. This does not exist. We need to create that, and so this will take two things. So we have both task and its ID, but update to do, it is a prop, right? And our prop does not has update to do, so we need to update to do, and this is taking ID and task as a string. So the error is gone, but you'll see new error in our parent. So to do has a new prop called update to do. Is it update to do? Because it has to be same. Update to do. So this will call another function. Let's create a new function, which is this dot update. So this is error because that does not exist on type to do list, so we need to create that new function. So what will update will do, let's create a constant like updated to do's, this dot state dot to do's dot to do is a object. So if to do dot id, so I am looping through all my to-dos here, this to-dos, all my list, and if the to-do matches with the id that I'm passing, then this will return all to-do, and this will update that task as a updated, I mean the task, or let's say update updated task. Now return to do. Now I'll return that to do, and all the to do will saved in updated to dos. So this is as I to dos, I'm just giving a type to that to do, and I am gonna set state as to dos. As why I am setting state as updated to dos, because everything here, this is to do, this is a state to do, and if I update this, I have to update the state as well, so that my previous to dos will be updated into new to dos. So still we have problem here. So this is input text, right? And on change we have to do something like handle change. Let's create a new function called handle change. This dot state will be task is event dot target dot. Now we are able to get the value that's in an input field. So so once we edit our task, we want to save that. For that we have to trigger our form will have on submit prop, and this will call this will finally call handle update. Yes sir. And don't forget to bind all this value, this dot handle update, this dot handle update dot bind dot this. Also don't forget to bind here as well. This dot update is this dot update dot bind this. Let's see if our app is working. It should not be working at this moment. If you try to edit, so still our form is empty, right? Why is it? Because in our to do, our task is empty, so whenever it refreshes, it renders, our task go back to empty one. So we need to initialize this as this dot props dot task. So if we save it and go back, let's say whatever, and edit it, now you get back in the form. Awesome. Now let's get this save button working. It's now working, I know. One thing I want to show you guys, if I save it and go to my React component, you can see this is our task, right? Now I want to edit it, and let's say this changes to my dog. Save it. So now my task is now changed into my dog, but then it doesn't appear here. This is because our is editing is false, and then when you hit the edit button, this as is editing is changed into true. At this moment this is false, now this is changed to true, so we're not setting this state. This save state is editing is changed to false. So once it's false, this will return all this task. So save it and go back to our app. Save. So these are my tasks, right? Now if I go to my dev tool component, here you can see my to-dos. This is first to do, this is second to do. Let's edit this to do, which is task is whatever. Now edit it. Right now is editing is false. Now edit it, is changed to true. Now let's add, you can see the task is also updated and is editing is true. Now if I hit the save button, save it. Now is editing is false. Now this is updated. Awesome, our edit is working, delete is working, and adding new form is working. Awesome guys, congratulations, you made it this far. We are just one video from completing our application, your own application. So yeah, please like it, share it, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.